All right, here we go.
Sound the horn!
The 6AX Classic Breakfast with Nat and Westo.
Oh, the weeks are just flashing past on the 6AX Classic Brekkie. It is Nat and Westo. We've come to the end of another week, which means another podcast.
I know, which means, it's only a hop, skip and a jump away until we get to Christmas.
Well, let's just take it.
Do you want me to calm down?
Yeah, please.
Calm down a little bit. Hey,
it's not even July yet.
we did discuss that weird freakazoid etiquette expert.
Oh, yes.
That was telling us that we should be eating cereal with a spoon and a fork.
And the fork is to push it onto the spoon.
What a weirdo, mate. What was his name? Bartholomew or something?
Yeah, Quentin.
Tarantino.
I have no idea. No, it would be far more violent. It was like eat your cereal with the machine gun if it was Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah? Or maybe one of those big butcher's machetes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Before
he cut your tongue off.
They're very popular in Victoria at the moment, it seems, those machetes.
Apparently so,
Not as much
mate.
here. Thankfully.
Hey, we're also going to be talking about your weird little fella. Now, I love Tay. And
my son, yeah, gotcha.
your son. How old is he?
He'll be 12 in October, 11 and a half.
So 12, going on
11.
60 odd.
Potentially, yes.
But yeah, the conversations that you have with him during the week, I love these conversations. Mum always says, I love it when Westo talks about his son.
Yeah.
So entertaining. So we're going to have a chat about what he's been up to lately.
Oh.
I bought some more beauty treatment because I'm trying to get rid of they look like
Oh, yeah.
they look, forgive me for saying it, but my eye bags look a little bit like scrotums. I don't know what's going on.
So
But
airbags after the fact, but no, you can go with scrotums if you like.
But that's what they sort of look like. I mean, I remember being younger and I had no bags underneath my eyes.
Yeah.
And now I've got these saggy bits all the way down to my chin. So I've been trying every concoction possible. So we'll talk about my latest attempt at trying to disguise my eye bags.
Is that the thing that you put on me? Because it didn't work for me either.
It didn't work. I know. I did put it on you during the week and we
thanks.
waited like half an hour. It made absolutely no difference whatsoever.
No.
Hey, also, we all like to do certain things in private. Dr. Scully Picklesworth III, my cavoodle, I've discovered that she is somewhat of a private pooer.
Right.
Do you like to do that privately? And
Yeah, I
I
tend
don't mean you go down the park and you just let one go, but
No.
I like to always be at home.
Oh, I see. No,
So if I'm out somewhere, it's like, whoopah, get in the car and get home.
If nature calls, then it calls.
Okay, well...
Preferred at home, but if you're out and there's not much to be done about it, you've got to attend.
Sorry.
You're taking care of business.
We were talking about my dog and her toileting habits, and all of a sudden we're talking about our own toiletry habits. So, look, there's that. There's a lot more. So just enjoy the podcast if you made it through the intro.
Strap yourself in.
The 6AX Classic Breakfast with Nat and Westo.
Do you guys ever sort of suffer from bags under your eyes?
Have you seen my face?
Oh.
Yes.
Take your glasses off?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It doesn't help when you get up as early as we do.
Well, that's what I think. Like, I get 5 hours sleep, and I don't think it's enough.
No.
But lately, my eye bags have been drooping down near my chin, and it's really been concerning me. And I tried something called My Perfect Eyes. You know the one, the annoying English ladies on the TV, and she goes, oh, look at me, my perfect eyes, and then they put it on somebody, and then they put a fan on it and stuff, and then this one's done, this one's not done. So I've tried that before, and it's very expensive. But then as it dries, it kind of looks like you've got clad glue underneath your eyes, or egg white. And then I've tried the cold compress and then the cucumber slices. And then you put the spoon in the freezer and then you put it underneath your eyes and it's supposed to help. It's never actually helped. And then Chris came up with this banger of an idea a couple of weeks ago. Get some Rectinol. Now, that's bum cream, isn't it?
Yeah, but I have heard that before.
For hemorrhoids.
Yeah.
So Chris goes, no, I've known people, they swear by it. Let's get you some Rectinol. So we got some Rectinol and we tried it on the old eye. But then as I'm reading online, it says you really shouldn't be doing it. It's not recommended because if it goes anywhere near your eye, you lose an eye, your eye could pop out.
Might sting. And you've got to be careful if you're applying it where it's meant to go. And then you do your eyes as well.
Oh, you mean...
Not ideal.
You know, you're double dipping.
Yeah.
So to speak. Yeah, no, well, it didn't work because I thought I could end up like Marty Feldman here, so no. So what I did was I went into Chemist Warehouse and I saw a young woman there, and she was an assistant, and she looked 18 if she was a day. And here's me talking about my eye bags, and she didn't have a wrinkle on her face. She looked like the perfect example of what an 18-year-old should look like. And I'm like,
she's probably 30 and doing Botox or something.
She probably is. See, there's another idea. I don't want to go down that aisle of Botox, though, because it's expensive and then you have to get it redone. And isn't it nasty things that you're injecting into your
Botulism,
body?
yeah.
It's stuff like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
So anyway, I went into Chemist Warehouse, dragged myself in there looking like death, almost tripping on my eye bag as I'm walking in there. And I said to her, what can I put on my eye bags here? And I was showing her to prevent them from looking like an 80-year-old man's pair of crown jewels, which she didn't understand the concept. So I had to explain what that actually meant. So
you got to explain it. It's no point.
Exactly. It's lost on them. Kids, mate.
Yeah.
So anyway, she said, this is really popular. It's called the Revitalift Eye Bag Instant Eraser. I'll pass it over to you, right?
Oh, thanks.
So I thought I got up this morning and I'm like, oh gosh, look at my eyes. So you put on your full makeup, which obviously you don't tend to wear makeup during the week, and then you sort of put a tiny little pea amount, and then you just sort of put it around your eyes, but then you're not allowed to move your face in any way, shape or form. You're not allowed to have any facial expressions because then it cracks or something unbeknownst happens. So anyway, I think that we should possibly try it on you, but in all seriousness, how does my face look? My eyes?
Yeah.
Do they look all right?
Yeah.
I can't move.
Hard to tell with the overhead light.
There you go.
Yeah.
How's that looking? Better than normal?
I have nothing. I really haven't sort of paid enough attention, but I'll say yes.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. I think it's working.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but it's supposed to last for 8 hours. So for the next 8 hours, I cannot have any facial expressions. And from afar, I just check myself out in the mirror in the bathroom. I look a little bit like Donatella Versace.
Nat and Westo, the only way to start your morning. The classic breakfast on 6AX.
Now, I may have mentioned this, but Friday, the old fella, Dad, 90.
Wow. Good on him.
I'll be dropping by on Friday, and then we'll probably go see him on the weekend as well with Yelena, because she works normal hours and can't drop by on the Friday.
Of course not, mate.
So
she's got a normal job.
He'll get
she actually works for money.
Yes, she works hard for the money, so hard for it, honey. So he'll get a double birthday. A couple of weeks ago, we dropped by and sort of, spent some time with him, and he was due for a haircut. So he was one of those guys who went bald when he was very young. He was only in his 20s, and he's always
when he went bald.
Yeah, he was probably about 23 when it started to go. So he's always had that, that wraparound haircut,
like Friar Tuck.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
he's got the solar panel on the top of the head.
You got the one, and he's of a certain age, and hair starts to sprout everywhere where you don't want it. Like
what's that about?
Out of the nose and the eyebrows.
Ears.
So I took the clippers over and sort of did him up, did the hair and did the eyebrows, and he was very good. Sat there quite patiently, and it all turned out very well. And I looked at him. I said, "Mate, like now you don't look a day over 80." And we had to get sort of a sample. We had to get him to go to the loo and
that sort of sample.
Yeah,
just number ones.
Yes, yeah, thankfully, and then put it in the jar. So I took it down to the nurses, and they were like, "Oh, good, we're glad you're here." So they'd sent me an email that morning that I hadn't yet seen.
Well, we know how good you are with emails, mate.
Of communication in general. Ironic that I work in communications industry. But yeah, they were, "Oh, good, we're glad you're here. He's got a bit of a rash, and we've got to show you."
Where is it?
Under his gingangoolies. So they showed
is it
me
getting a bit hot down there?
a photo.
Oh, no, they didn't.
Which I now can not unsee.
Hang on. They've lifted it up. They've taken a photo.
Yep, because the nurses had to sort of inspect and apply the cream and all that sort of stuff.
It puts the lotion on the skin.
Yes.
Else it gets the hose again.
But although I am scarred by that photo, I was very, very thankful that that's one area that I didn't have to remove the hair from.
The classic breakfast with Nat and Westo on 6AX.
Your worst bites and stings off the back of a nasty one that you copped in your recent visit down south.
I'm still itching.
I've had multiples over the years. I got nailed. Pretty sure it was a spider, but it got me on the right ankle when I was in Albany. So I'm out in the bush, and it was the middle of the night, and then didn't even really feel it until got a bit niggly, and then I looked down, there was this big lump coming, and it turned into probably about the size of a 10-cent coin. It was this big, purple, angry, pussy lump that hung around for about a year, and after like several weeks or whatever, it was getting these little like tiny lumps of coal. Lumps, little black hard lumps that were coming out of it, and it stuck around for about a year.
Oh, so what a shame it didn't stick around longer. We could have been using you for the fuel situation now. We could have harvested your ankle.
One of my favourites was, stupidly, went out in the backyard in bare feet, and there's all clover.
Oh, yeah.
So there's bees everywhere, isn't there?
Oh,
and I stepped on it. I don't know how many were there, 6, 8, something, but obviously they all took exception to that.
Stacks on!
So I wound up at a hospital and had to go on crutches for about a week because my foot was like a club foot. It was just a lump on the end of my leg.
Well, it's a big foot at the best of times, to be fair. The worst bite I think I've ever had was a feral cat when I was an RSPCA inspector.
Yep.
And the worst thing was that it was in front of a preschool group because they would all come out to watch the RSPCA inspector relocate this feral cat. So I scruffed it, as you do, and I had gloves on, and this thing just turned its head around, put its tooth straight through my nail. It actually went through my nail. I think the hardest thing was actually not cursing in front of all the kiddlywinks.
Actually, I forgot. Thanks for reminding me. My own cat picked him up, as I always do, off the couch, but he didn't like it on this particular night and just bit me in the hand, and so I did curse because there was no one else there, and I cleaned it all up and that sort of stuff, but because it's cat teeth and they're like little needles, I didn't know. It took about a week for it to show up, but it had gone right into all the compartments in my hand.
Blown up like a balloon?
Got infected from the inside out.
Well, that's what happens.
And by the time it was coming up, I went to the doctor. He's like, yeah, I'll give you like oral antibiotics, but probably not going to work. And I ended up in hospital for 3 days on an IV. Stings, bites. Dave in Cloverdale, your worst bite or sting, mate?
My uncle, when he was a little boy, they used to have the outside dunnies.
Yeah.
Went outside, sat down, and got bitten on the tip of his doo-doo. A redback.
Oh, no, because he obviously didn't know the song. There's a redback on the toilet seat.
Yeah.
And it got him on the end of the old...
On the tip of his doo-doo.
Oh, my gosh. Imagine having to go out and say, Mum, something just bit me on this.
Have a look at it.
Have a look at that. And then showing all the kids down the street. Did he have to put lotion?
At least he didn't have to suck the venom out.
I was trying to avoid that, but thanks, Dave.
Making every morning a classic. Nat and Westo, the classic breakfast on 6AX.
Dogs are funny little things, aren't they?
Dogs are the best people.
They are the best people in the world. If you've got a dog, you don't need anything else. We pour all this love into them, and in return they want nothing. They just adore us, they cheer us up, they get us active by demanding walks. It's a pretty good deal. As soon as they've got those puppy dog eyes, I cannot say no to any of my dogs. And I'm the bad mummy. Chris is the one that has all the rules and regulations. A lot of rules and regs in this house, and the dogs just look at me and go, Mummy will let us get away with anything.
Soft touch.
I really am. The other day, Dr. Scully was going off at the door, and Chris is like, have you put her in timeout? Like, she's 18 months old. Have you ever tried timeout with that dog? And I'm like, yes? Never. Never tried it. But timeout actually worked, just like children. We get a pretty good deal, other than the poo pickup situation.
Yeah.
See, I don't have kids, so I can't order kids to pick up the doo-doos. So it's left up to me. That is evolution, my friends. We befriend the wolf. We end up feeding them, dressing them up in outfits, in my case, and picking up their droppings. And the whole dog population must be just looking at the owners, just laughing their little socks off, if they wore socks. Although, remember I had my gold retriever?
Yeah.
Sir Periwinkle III? He used to have those little socks which had the rubber on the bottom, because as he was getting older, he was getting a little bit slippy doodah on the floors. So he used to wear little socks, and I'm sure he just laughed them off half the time when I was picking up his giant doo-doos.
Yeah.
But some dogs I've noticed like privacy when they do their business. Gizmo and Sprout, the other two, they will drop it when it's hot. Whenever, wherever, they don't care. Whenever the desire hits them, they offload. But I've noticed with Dr. Scully Picklesworth that it's all very much a private affair. She's what we like to call in the dog business a private pooer.
Right.
I can understand that.
Yeah.
but she's a cavoodle. Their hair is kind of like wool. I've got a little red-headed sheep in the house. But I've been noticed she's been doing a lot of the old scooting situation. And I'm not talking about boot scooting.
No.
There's a little bit of an issue there because what happens is it gets all matted at the back. And she had her clip probably about 3 or 4 weeks ago, so she's due in a couple of weeks. She's not matted up or anything, but I got up this morning and I could see she was having difficulty. So there I am, 3 o'clock in the morning, put her up on the side, get out the little clippers. This is how much I love my dog.
Right.
3 o'clock in the morning, zzz, zzz, I'm going round the old bean chute, zzz, cleaning it all up so that it's more comfortable for her. She kept on looking around at the back end. It must be very windy back there because it's all been protected. I feel like I should have a pair of knickers or something for her just to cover it up. But that is true love, grooming and maintaining in that area. Thank God Chris is not hairy round the back end.
The Classic Breakfast with Nat and Westo on 6AX.
Strange eating habits. Someone eats pizza with a knife and fork, which is maybe not that odd. Didn't you say that you like to freeze your mini Mars bar?
Yeah, you know the fun-size Mars bars?
Yeah.
Freeze them, get them out of the freezer, and then cut them with a really sharp knife into really thin slivers. And I'll put them on a plate, and then I'll eat the slivers bit by bit.
So that's a little bit strange.
Yeah, it's only a little bit strange.
So it's all...
We can still be friends.
Absolutely. I won't judge you at all. Maybe just a little bit. No,
You judge me every day.
I've got some audio here from an etiquette expert.
Oh, well, they would know.
And I'm not sure of his name, but he sounds like someone who'd be named, Francis Grimston Tempest or Horace Reginald Montague Havisham Smythe or something like that. Apparently, we've all been eating cereal the wrong way.
Wow.
Here's how to eat breakfast cereal. First of all, add your milk of choice. I'm going for semi. And then, with a spoon held in your dominant hand and the fork in your non-dominant hand, you will eat. Now, it's not soup, so you don't need to scoop away from you like you would with soup, but you can use the fork to push some corned flakes onto your spoon and eat accordingly.
Corned flake, not cornflakes. You don't need to scoop away like it's soup, which who does that anyway?
Well, you're supposed to, mate.
But you have
if you were brought up properly. You're using a spoon and a fork for your cereal.
It's to avoid splash.
What does this etiquette man say about lifting the bowl up at the end when you have your Cocoa Pops and you've got all that leftover choc milk? Just chugging it back.
Just like milkshake, only crunchy.
Is he okay with that?
Probably not.
Okay. That's how I finish my Cocoa Pops.
I would imagine, yeah. Well,
And I add extra milk on purpose.
No invites from the royal family, I'd say, for you. But then, especially if it was Andrew inviting you around.
Far too old for Andrew.
Looking for the strange eating habits, whether that's you or someone that you know. You've got a friend who can't eat chips out of a bag.
Good morning, Amanda. It doesn't matter what size bag it is. She can't just open up a bag of crisps, as she calls them, or chips, as we call them, and just eat them out of the bag. When we went away on holidays, we had chips, but we had to have the bowl and then empty the contents of the packet of chips into a bowl before she could eat them. It's the crinkling.
Okay,
apparently the crinkling does it for her.
Okay. Or the people have got to have everything separated on the plate, or they separate the M&Ms.
Yeah, but when people eat meals?
Yeah,
and none of it can touch. I know people like that. And I know people that take photos of their food before they eat it. And not just for Insta. Every meal, take a photo. I don't understand it.
So there you go. Strange, unusual, interesting eating habits, be they yours or somebody
It's a safe space too.
No judgment.
Well, a little bit.
Unless you know.
Nat and Westo, the only way to start your morning. The Classic Breakfast on 6AX.
Working from home, because there's a renewed push for that as we deal with the fuel crisis. Now, speak of the devil shall appear. We were talking about this gentleman a little while ago, Wayne from Maylands, as a courier driver, not being able to work from home. What do you reckon?
I reckon I can do it. I'll save on fuel. I'll just message everybody and give them my address and say, I'll wait at home, you come to my house and collect the parcel. I'll save on fuel.
You'll save on fuel, but then how many parcels would you deliver in a day, and how many vehicles are then on the road coming to your place?
Probably about 80 on today.
Yeah, but that's okay, because that's not his concern. It's not fuel that he's burning. And less people would get stuff flogged from the doorstep.
Exactly, because they'd be picking it up from my place.
Yeah, listen, I think this is a win-win situation, Wayne.
I think you're missing the point. We're trying to save fuel across the board.
We're trying to save Wayne. brain money.
Okay.
Wayne, have you presented this to your employers?
Yeah, I've tried to, but, nobody's agreed to it yet.
Andrew from Langford, what do you think about it?
I think it'd be really awesome if we could pick the people that work from home. You know those people that you see in the workplace and you turn your back because you really don't want to talk to them? Or the people that do absolutely sweet at babe? Little HR department filters through all the pleasures. You qualify. You can work from home. You're doing us a favour.
So those annoying, useless people, and we all work with them, they're the ones that should be working from home.
Yeah.
How about instead we just add them to the unemployment figures?
Westo. Jeez. Inflation's bad enough, mate.
We'd have no one left at 6AX.
Talking about work from home. So, Dave from Cloverdale, what are you thinking about the whole thing?
Anyone who listens to 6AX has got to be a top person. Let me say that straight off.
Good.
This one's for all the delivery drivers. Learn to fly drones.
Interesting.
They can pick up your deliveries and drop them off where you want to drop them off.
Oh, we should have mentioned this to Wayne, who's a delivery driver.
Depending
That's
on the
what I was
weight.
thinking, because he sounds like a top bloke, because he listens to you two people.
Yeah.
So he sounds like a great bloke. It might give him an advantage to start drone delivery.
I like that.
But how big's the drone? Because if you're getting something delivered that's sort of
Well,
5,
put it
10,
this way,
20
they've got-
kilos.
If the
That's
Army's
true.
got drones that can drop bombs on other countries, surely they can have drones to pick and deliver heavy-weighted goods.
Yeah, but the war chest is a bit bigger than your average delivery driver.
Yeah, but Army surplus. Get it cheap at auction.
Oh, there you go.
Or get them from Temu.
That's it.
They'd be dropping out of the sky left, right and centre, wouldn't they?
I like the thought of drones, but for Ubers. Macca, one of our guys here, I could just imagine him standing out the front. He uses a lot of Ubers. They just sort of descend with a harness, and then Macca can wrap it around himself and then get a lift to the train
Like a
station.
sea rescue.
Yes.
Yeah, but is a parachute provided in case the drone fails?
No, you have to pay extra for that, mate, and you have to give a 5-star rating.
Noted. I won't be doing Uber then.
Working from home, whether you're for or against, whether you're doing it, Chris from South Lake, what do you reckon?
Nothing annoys me more than people working from home.
Is that because you can't do it?
Yeah.
Well, no, it's because you get there and they're in your way.
Because, of course, you're a cleaner, so you've got an issue with your clients being at home while you're trying to clean the house.
Yeah, because you can guarantee the second you finish that kitchen and you've bleached that sink and it's shining, those mongrels will come out and start making mess.
In their own house.
The 6AX Classic Breakfast with Nat and Westo.
Big budget, this one.
Not just fun facts, no, my friends. Today is amazing chicken facts.
Oh, you had me at chicken.
And I'm not talking about roast chicken. I love chickens, but there was a time I was terrified of them. And then I did a huge welfare job, and there were hundreds of chooks. And I discovered how adorable they are. In fact, they are amazing little creatures.
Okay.
Chickens are surprisingly chatty. They have a vocabulary of over 30 distinct sounds, each with a meaning. They can alert others to danger, they can call their chicks, and they even seem to chat to one another.
I just hear them saying, eat me.
Oh, see, no,
that's all I
not
hear.
when I'm talking about chickens. They can distinguish between 100 faces. They see more colours than human beings. They make friends and will grieve if those friends pass or they move away. They can taste salt but not sweet. So if you're taking a chicken to the movies, no point getting sweet and salty popcorn for them because they can't tell the difference.
Oh, that would have been handy for people during that whole Minecraft movie thing when people were actually taking chickens.
They're really good. You can turn them upside down and they fall asleep. Anyway, talking about falling asleep, they have dreams when they're asleep. The world's oldest chicken lived to 16. There are more chickens on Earth than human beings. They're the closest living relative of the T-Rex. They navigate using the sun in the wild. They can run at 15 kilometres an hour. And they cannot sweat, unlike Andrew Mountbatten. I'm sure he's sweating bullets right now.
I hope this was as much fun for you as it was for me.
The Classic Breakfast with Nat and Westo. Weekday mornings from 5:30 on 6AX.
I'm done. Stick a fork in me. I feel good.